Do we have to roll the d6 again?
So we don't roll again for
No, you
initiative.
do not roll again. The order is
okay.
now set for this encounter.
The order permanent for the entire encounter.
Okay, sorry.
And so this is it's interesting. We call it classic D&D, but it was not invented into D&D until several editions were down the way. So if you try to understand initiative in the original couple of D&Ds, you will find some real strange text there. So let's see. We have then, I will assume that Lorenzo is with us, and somebody can check the chat in case he is screaming for attention now and again.
Yeah, I'll relay Lorenzo's messages. Excellent. I'll take that job.
So then what will happen is that Claudio, you are actually first with your Mr. Huge Dex modifier and all that shit. So go ahead and tell me what you want to do.
So I guess how many are left in our? How many of these?
In the immediate vicinity, you have killed quite 3 of them, and there are 3 more. There are 2 left in front of you, and 1 left on the right, and they are continuing to say the names, and they are going to, when their turn comes around, they are going to make physical contact, and it is very grabby contact.
I do not want grabby contact with infected people that are screaming my name. So I guess at this point I would not even care about the horseman approaching. I'm still fucking creeped out, and I just want to shoot another one of these. And so I'll roll to hit, and I would need somebody to roll a d20 for me, please.
I will do that.
Thank you.
It would be Lorenzo, except that he is now silenced and marginalized. I have rolled an 11, and I believe you have some insane bonus for that.
I have a +4 for shooting.
So you are shooting at who exactly?
The one in front of me to the left.
Okay, excellent. Well, then you get to roll your d6.
Which comes out a 3.
A 3 is enough. They have 3 hit points apiece, and so that one again is a center shot and folds over like almost like a machine, just folds over and then collapses straight down. And so that has happened, and so then the horseman will sweep through the area in a maneuver, almost completely regardless of the specific targets. They are not really choosing a target. They are just sweeping through on a maneuver and slicing at whoever they can. And so the terrain that you are in is going to give you an advantage, because remember, you are standing in what used to be the interior, right? And so
it's basically rubble.
Right. And so they are actually keeping to the clearer areas, but they are targeting whoever they can. I think that for all of you, I'm going to demand a saving roll against paralysis.
Okay.
That is the best way to manage this, because it's not really combat. They are just kind of almost a natural force at this point, from your point of view.
Straight from the textbook, mobility, falling, and things like that. Save versus paralysis.
So it's a non-magical.
Oh, this is non-magical. Use your wisdom modifier.
Lorenzo rolled a 14, by the way.
Rolled a 14, but I just asked him what's his threshold. But I think that's not enough for a fighter.
So we have to roll under that number? Or?
That number?
No, over.
No,
over.
higher.
Over. Oh. Yeah. Really?
Now he said he rolled 7 for himself. 7 or 14? I'm confused.
Okay, that
you
number...
rolled a 7, but 14 is the saving throw.
Yes.
So what did he roll?
I rolled an 18.
Oh, okay. Well, let me go in order of all of your visibility to me. So our very alert specialist person has instantly ducked, covered his head, and run in a little circle, right? So there's no question for his safety. Claudia, what is your situation?
I have rolled a 16, and that's exactly my paralysis save.
Excellent. So again, you are probably all saving yourselves by doing such dignified things like throwing yourself on the ground behind something that you know a horse cannot run over. Eric, what is your situation?
Failed. I only rolled a 12.
I will deal with the failures in just a moment. Greg.
I got 19.
Oh, well, okay. Well, it seems to me as though your character is surprisingly effective in many ways, except with the bow. And so you have merely stepped forward. And I will also say that with your wisdom and with certain other considerations in mind, you can hear a scream or a couple of people's screams and horses' screams of agony in the direction, which is to the left and far away, that the horsemen came from.
Can I say something?
If you would like to.
Yeah, I want to say the horsemen are being attacked.
Aha. So your nice peaceful ruins of the ancient House of Wisdom have turned a little bit difficult. Sean, what is your situation?
I actually rolled a 17 for mine.
You guys have all sort of managed to instantly go into evasive maneuvers and proper positioning, so that the people riding past, and there really are only about four is not enough. They came in at about a dozen people, and they have lost one or two, perhaps more than one or two. And so the people riding through are probably a total of 8, but that only means that about 3 of them are in immediate proximity to you. Okay, so that gives you, they are fanned out. They are not riding side by side. So, and then Lorenzo had missed his.
Lorenzo rolled a 7, and his threshold is a 14, so he failed.
Okay, so I'm going to. Ooh, ouch. Tarhun, I hope you have more than 6 hit points.
Big time, big time. No, I have 8.
Well, unfortunately, you have just taken all of 6, and so that means that you took a saber slash.
Yeah, saber right to the.
Yeah, but you know what? You had said you had moved right and into the street area, so that's probably why.
Okay.
Right, so you were caught out in the open, basically. Oh, and another one. How is your hit points looking, Sean? Oh, you made it. Lorenzo, how are your hit points?
He has 8 hit points.
Well, he as well has managed to. I'm going to say that he, just for purposes of our enjoyable fiction, that he has taken a horse shoulder to the face, and that has rammed him completely painfully into the back of of some stone. And that is an extraordinarily painful thing to happen. And so both of you are harmed and injured and hurt.
Lorenzo says, ouch.
Yes. So the two of you have taken some battering. And so, but the good news is that these horsemen are not directly attacking you personally. And so therefore you are not in melee with them. They have just swept through this area in a stunning display. One has to admit that their cavalry is not nothing. Their cavalry is pretty good. And these guys obviously know what they're doing. So the next thing to do is for Greg to take your action. Or wait, is it Greg or yes, it's Greg first, then Tarhun.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to do now. So just to be sure, the horsemen are bursting through us, if I understand well, and the lepers, if they're lepers, and we're still hearing the scream from the direction they're coming from.
You heard the scream, yes.
I heard, and I communicated it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Well, I do it now if I do.
Yeah.
What should we do right now? I think I'm just gonna defend ourselves. I mean, I'm staying near Shen. What's your character's name? Ismail.
Yeah, Ismail. Although he usually introduces himself as Ismail Carlos.
Oh, what a name.
And I will dye my bow again and just shooting at what comes to us.
Okay.
I'm not shooting, I'm holding. I'm not shooting, I'm just holding. I want to see what happens.
Okay. And so Tarhun, the good news is that it means that the only good news about all of this is that the lepers are not grabbing at you.
Yes.
And so, although they were not actually, they weren't attacking you by name, but at least they're no longer like right in front of you and breathing on you at the very least. And so that's occurring. And then I want you to tell me what you do.
Okay, so I got that nasty slash. I just want to get up on my feet and go to basically full defense. I just want to keep these guys at sword point.
Got it.
I don't want anyone getting close. And maybe I just yell something like, flee, get out of here, go, at the leper.
Okay. Well, in this case, I'm trying to remember if there's some sort of, let me see if there's some kind of thing to cope with that directly. But as it happens, they do not come closer to you. There really aren't that many in that particular point. There are more back on the wall. The immediate ones are offering you no particular harm or no particular threat.
Okay.
So then the next one, Claudio, can you see what Lorenzo is saying? For what his
Yes, I will.
do?
He hasn't written anything, but he's typing.
So did Lorenzo take damage?
Yes.
How
6
many?
damage. 6.
Ah, yeah, 6. Okay.
Yeah, I had a 1d6 damage for that, and then each one of them got maximum.
Okay, so Eric 2.
Mm-hmm.
I assume there's a lot of rubble around. I try to roll or crawl into a spot that allows me to stay close to my allies but stay in cover.
That is quite easy, considering that you made
But-
your saving throw specifically by doing that. I figure you are already in that position.
I was reading Lorenzo's.
Oh, well,
Sorry,
you got
I
it.
tried to say it in a dead tone to display that I was reading.
Oh, that you were an unemotional intermediate.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. I just thought you were a bad role player. Okay, so what happens? So what happens now, Lorenzo? That's no problem at all. All of you are being cautious and wounded and upset and disoriented, and all of you are apparently taking some, some actions of this kind. Ibars and Sean, do you quickly want to tell me what you want to do? If it's not an attack or a spell, let me know.
It's not an attack or spell. I will continue to parry, read poetry at the people, and watch our backs.
Okay, Ibars?
Can I also ask 2 questions again? Are there any bell towers that I can see? Any bells?
Bells. No, the towers are quite ruined, actually.
So there are no bells or anything like that at all. Okay, second question. Did the cavalry that hit Lorenzo, is he near me or just passed away?
With the exception of Tarhun, most of you are pretty close to each other.
No. I'm talking about the rider.
Oh, the rider. Yeah, he's not very. He rode through.
Oh, so he
The
went
attacks
away.
were effectively incidental. They were just kind of randomly striking and riding through whoever they could through that area. Whether they even noted that you were different from their other targets, who knows?
Did they wear any sort of emblem or
Yes, they
coat
do.
of arms?
Yes, they do. These are a particular squad of a particular imam of a particular sect or political group within the Safavids. They are best described as who you send into an occupied area to kill so that you can take their things and take over the mosque there. So
Very practical.
yes, in case you want to go and take over the mosque in an area and in a war zone and set up your proper form of worship and make sure that the local people understand who is in charge of this mosque now, you send these guys in first.